That has to happen um, for us to get in there, but it's unfortunate. Pretty much the same thing is got to win this week. Worry about the rest or let the rest take care of itself, but we can't do anything but take care of what we can take care of, which is control this game and beat Cincinnati. They're coming off a win, and like I always say, it's any given Sunday. These are the best 32 teams in the world, some of the best players in the world, so never take any opponent lightly.
Do you sense that this team has that character not to let, the loss in Pittsburgh weigh them down and keep fighting and all that you guys need to do?
I definitely think so, and I would hope so. But the same with everything else. I feel like only time can tell. We have a game coming up, so I feel like we'll be able to figure it out right after this weekend.
Odell, we've asked you all season about you not getting the ball in the red zone, and you say all you care about is winning. So, but when you don't win and you don't get the ball, how does that eat it?
I mean, it's tough. Along with any other position, you want to help, period. So you do get the ball, you don't get the ball. Ultimately, what fixes everything is winning. And when you don't win, that's when you could see problems or any words you want to put in there, tension, any words you want to transfer that with, is when you start to see the problem. So the answer is always in winning. It's just really it.
Could the argument be made, though, that getting you the ball more helping winning?
I can't. I'm not really one for the argument. It just, I just wanted to do any and everything possible to help this team in any kind of way. And, when I do get the ball, I'm going to try and make the most of it. If I don't get it, I'm going to just keep running the routes as hard as possible. I don't think it's anything intentional. I think, teams have played a certain way, and, they've done some things to keep me from getting the ball. So it's on everybody.
You've been very good about keeping whatever frustration you might be feeling to yourself internally and not expressing it publicly. When we ask you about it, but just how have you been able to, I guess, kind of bottle that up and compartmentalize it and deal with it privately without allowing it to spill over in a public fashion?
I would say growth. That's pretty much all I could tell you. I've come too far. I've experienced too much. For whatever I have going on inside, for that cap to come off. So just keep it all in. This is a business. Control what you can control, and the rest will figure itself out.
Is that a concerted effort, though, on your part?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, in the past it's been hard for me because, I've been so misunderstood, and there's so many words that people want to put on, and whatever name or adjective you want to call me, I know who I am, so it's never bothered me. And I just have kind of always, in the past there was times where I only wanted to win. I only wanted to win. So anything you ever seen from me was stemming from wanting to win, and it never was I'm not getting the ball, so I'm upset. It was more I'm not allowed to help us win, and that's going to bother me when I get home. So, it's definitely been a concerted effort for me just to keep myself in check, know that everyone's watching, know, like I said, they want to see me mad or throw a helmet or punch a cooler or, hug a kicking net or hit the kicking net. They want to see those things, but like I told you, it's on me, and I've made that effort, that decision, that choice to just not allow that, no matter what's going on.
So there's always speculation just about what you're going to do, how you're going to react. There's already begun speculation about your desire to stay here long term. What would you say to head off the inevitable speculation in the offseason? If this has not been a satisfying season, how you'll react to it?
That's something that, we'll worry about when off-season comes around. Right now, I'm just still learning. I'm learning every single day and new experiences, and just trying to find a way to finish the rest of the season strong. If it's possible that we can make the playoffs, I'm all in. I've been pretty much banged up all year since that whatever happened in camp, I've been playing through it, doing whatever I can just to make it to Sunday for the game. So anytime that Sunday comes around, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8, Monday night, Thursday, like I'm going to give this team everything that I have, no matter what. Y'all got any questions? Boogle Boys got some questions?
No, we good.
All right, just making sure.
Hey, Odell, what have you, since Kareem's been back for a couple weeks now, 3 or 4 weeks, what have you seen in him, and how productive going forward could that tandem be if both can stay satisfied?
I don't think it would ever be a problem for them to both stay satisfied. I just think about it. Me and Jarvis and a friend of his, or brother of his, really T-Jack, we grew up with him. We used to always talk about this little package and having the 2 running backs and this, and it just and we watched it like happen. And then there's 2 backs in there, 2 wides, and this package was very tough for teams to defend. So that's something that could be very beneficial in the future, and hopefully that we could use that a little more. And just having Kareem back, seeing he fought through kind of similar what I'm going through, and he came back after missing however much he said, 245 days of playing football. And he's excited, and having him back there adds a whole new dynamic to the offense. So he's a phenomenal talent, and I think that could be something very special.
In the beginning of the season, you said you knew you'd get double coverage.
Yep.
Can you count the number of times you have not gotten double coverage this year? Has it been
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could definitely count it. There's been times where I've gotten, one high or man, or, safety will lean a little bit, but there's been times where I've gotten it, and, we just got to find ways when we do have that to make the most of it. And there's been times where I've had it and I didn't make a play. So it's tough. It's really about doing whatever's best for this team to get us wins. At this point, we're trying to, we're getting them any way we can.
Can you acknowledge that something would have to give, something would have to change, when you don't want to go through another season like this again?
Yeah, no, I honestly, I couldn't see that happening. For me personally, this offseason, it's about work and getting to the very best of my abilities, no matter what. Like I tell you all the time, 2020 is going to be my year. So I'm not really worried about, so much what's going to happen in the future, but my mindset for next year is no matter what is going on, nothing's going to be in my way. And that's just how I feel, and that's the goal. And sit here and write it down now, and people could talk about it, say whatever they want, but we'll see when it happens next year. So honestly, what's the future hold? I don't know that. I don't know the answers for that. Right now I'm just taking it a day at a time, trying to finish the season healthy, trying to win these last 4 games and see what happens.
Do you view this as maybe, growing pains going from
Absolutely.
where the Browns were to where they got to last year, and then bringing you into the mix and Kareem and some of the other changes that were made? That it's easy from the outside to look in and say, oh, you can go from 7 to 10 or 11 wins, in the snap of a finger. But is that how you look at this? That this might just be part of that process for this team?
I definitely think it's all been part of the growing pains. If you think about the season, you think about the losses we had, and not like as if somebody just came in here on week 12 or 13, whatever week is about to be 13, and looked at our season and said we're 5-7. If they had been here since August and kind of thought about the losses we have, 13-20 to the Rams, or the Titans kind of got on us, but there's other, San Francisco kind of got on us. Other than that, Seattle, we had them on the ropes. There's a bunch of games that, that coulda, shoulda, woulda, which is what we said all along. We didn't want to have that season of the coulda, shoulda, woulda, but, here we are now today. And I think for me personally, I've taken a lot of L's this year, a lot of lessons, and growth and growing pains that will be able to be taken and carried on. So I think for everybody, there's been a lot of disappointment. There's areas that we expected more of ourselves. Not like we didn't know we were gonna have to go out and work for it, but we just expected it, and we were willing to go get it. We just didn't get it.
It looked like
With Baker, you didn't have much of an offseason with him. You didn't have a lot of OTAs in the minicamp. Do you feel like if you guys spend a really good, solid offseason together, maybe even working together more out in LA or whatever, that you guys can get that sort of magic that you need to be what you guys can be?
Yeah, definitely. I can agree to that. I mean, you could play devil's advocate and look at it either way. There's people who I always say this, there's people who get traded in the middle of the season and come in and, catch 8 passes for 100-some yards and a touchdown. So it's all about, it's everything. It's the scheme, it's the quarterback, it's the receiver, it's every piece of it. It's tough to say, if you were here for OTAs, then everything would have just been smooth. It could have been here for all of OTAs, and it could have been even worse. It could have been 2,000 yards. It's tough. It's tough to say that, but I know that experience, and I always say game reps, experience. You can't buy the experience.
Just for the record, OTAs, you don't think has any bearing on the season?
No.
Your season?
No. I mean, I haven't been to OTAs in years. It's just, for me, it's different. My body isn't. I don't need to train and run and play football in April when we're going to play in September and then have a long season. For me, it's more about training and getting as fast, strong as possible. And there's an unfortunate part about that because you want to be with your teammates and stuff like that. But I remember OTAs in the past where I was there and they didn't let me practice. I wasn't doing any reps. And I was being held back because I always was practicing and doing too much. So for me, it's tough. I'll never sit here and believe or say that OTAs is the reason that, things didn't go the way that we planned. So that's just my opinion. It's always going to be my opinion. Again, because like I said, people get traded in the middle of the year and come in and they just connect. It's just about game experiences.
It looked like you let out some raw emotion after that 19-yard catch Sunday. The TV showed you kind of pop up and yell at the sideline. What were you expressing in that moment?
I don't even remember. It's probably just, like what we talked about. It's just something that I've worked on controlling, and there's always going to be that little, that fire that's inside of me that, I try so much to dim it, and I can't always dim it. So, I mean, I'm trying my very hardest to be mature or grown or whatever, words that want to be used, and I feel like I've done a great job. Aside from not having a good season, I feel like I've done the best I can at controlling my emotions and everything else.
Well, I just want to try to understand you. When you say you don't know, no one knows what the future holds, referring to 2020, do you want to be here or do you not care?
No, I mean, no one knows what the future holds like tomorrow. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. I mean, I'm here. My locker is right next side to, one of the men who means the most to me in the world. And I think about just being able to come to work and see him every single day and how special this could be. So I couldn't sit here and tell you whether I'm going to be here, want to be here, don't want to be here. This is exactly where I'm at now. And I wouldn't rather be anywhere else, So it's something that, like I said, God has a plan. And in the offseason, everything will figure itself out. I feel like I've been here before asking questions about the next team while I'm on a team already, and that's just kind of something that I'm just tune out for right now. And you catch me in the offseason, and we'll see what happens. I don't know God's plans. I just follow His lead.
Are you optimistic you can finish? Are you optimistic that you can really maybe finish these last games strong and just maybe come close to putting together what you have averaged throughout your career?
I'm gonna get 1,000 yards. And this is a bad year. That's why I tell people when we talk about 1,000 yards, like that's the minimum. Like that's the starting point. If you have 1,500 yards and I only have 500 yards this season, 1,000 there's no question. It takes 62 yards a game to get 1,000 in 16 games. Like that's nothing. So as far as touchdowns and other stats, I don't see that, so much happening. And right now, that's really not what's important. I just care about winning and hopefully, getting a shot to go to the playoffs. Just the wildest wild card or, whatever. If they just let us in there, that's the goal. So all the stats and all that's been out the window for me. I'm just trying to finish the season strong with the most wins we could possibly have.